So I don't think Christians should belittle Satan or scoff at his power. And his greatest power is his power of argumentation and persuasion. Think about this very subject we're talking about. He has persuaded perhaps a majority of Christians that he's not there. That's pretty good. I think he's persuaded a large percentage of those who even do believe he's there that we don't need to worry about this war anymore. We have some churches who give adequate time and space to spiritual warfare, and they do talk about it, but they often embellish it so much with wild, far-out stuff, and a lot of it without any foundation in Scripture, that it becomes something that Christians are backpedaling away from. They don't want to be associated with these wild and crazy accounts. And so we just got a big mess on our hands today in the church. Now, so the case for a spiritual collision with us as frontline players, where he has committed to us the ministry of reconciliation, and where again and again Paul has called us to remember our spiritual weapons and the spiritual warfare, that we wrestle not with flesh and blood, not with people at all, but with wickedness in the heavenly places. How could we avoid the conclusion that a bitter war is happening? The only way we could is if we make peace with the enemy of God. It's the only way we could get away from these warlike references that are throughout the New Testament. One significant problem with taking this approach is that, according to the Bible, making a separate peace with the enemy of God is nothing less than high treason. This accounts for some of the very strong language that we find in passages like James 4:4. You adulteresses, do you not know that friendship with the world system is hostility toward God? Therefore, whoever wishes to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of God. You see that God does not take well to anybody who would make peace with the world system. This hostility is permanent. It's going to go until the end of the age, and we are not authorized to make any separate peace. We are only authorized to fight with all of our heart, and to suffer, and to die, if necessary, in a war that is an ongoing matter. So, taking this, whether it's explicit or just de facto, in the sense that it's just clear the war is over. There's no fight. Oh, that would really change your perspective, wouldn't it? No fighting. Yeah, if there's no spiritual warfare, then I guess we just all cozy up and sit around and enjoy ourselves. It would be devastating to adopt that view. On the other hand, if we accept this warlike view, this vision of following Christ that is battle, then we get pain. There's where the pain starts to come. Let's think about this in the sense of a peacetime versus a wartime mentality. Okay? Most of us my age and younger have never even seen a wartime mentality in this country. The last time the U.S. had a wartime mentality was World War II. That was all-out war. That took everything we had. You know, the whole nation was put on a war footing. And we've had some wars since then, but they've been so small that life has pretty much gone on as it ever did for most people. But not during World War II. That was a wartime mentality then. And so the entire nation was mobilized. People on the front and people in the home front, both, were mobilized to fight the enemy and to concentrate every resource for that goal. Because war is survival. Fortunately for us, most of us have never seen anything like this. We've never had to be involved in mentality like that. The unfortunate thing is, most Christians have never seen a wartime mentality in the church either. That's part of the thesis that I argue in my book, is that part of the problem with the church in America is that we've made peace. Our war's over. And we're here, we're trying to enjoy life now. There's no battle. And this is probably a significant chunk of what is wrong with the church today. Guy says, hey, what's wrong with enjoying myself by accumulating some goods and playing with my possessions? I don't know. I mean, it sounds okay to me, I guess. There's nothing wrong with that, is it? Unless we're at war. Now, in war, no, that would not be okay. It's essential to mobilize everything we can for the struggle. Think back to World War II. They collected people's pots and